Alright, Eric here, Two Brothers Prep. I got my Pocket EDC kit. This is the smallest that I usually go. Um, and once in a blue moon, I'll just carry the Swiss Army knife. But other than that, this is usually in my front pocket of my ACUs. If I don't want anything in my pockets, I'll move up to my little belt pouch here, which I'll show you guys that another time. But for this thing, it's a pretty sweet little deal. I use this stuff all the time. The only thing I really don't use is the Bic lighter, because I don't really smoke cigarettes or cigars. That's mostly just for people that I'm hanging out with that need a light. Alright, starting out we have the Olight i3S EOS flashlight. It's a single AAA battery, little 80 lumen flashlight. I use this thing all the time. This thing is great. It's got 3 modes. Starts with the medium, high, and it goes into a moonlight mode. And you flick it all the way through twice and it gives you a strobe light. There you go. I love this thing. This clip is reversible, so you can stick it in your pocket, and then you can take it off, flip the clip the other way, and you can hook it onto the brim of a hat, and you have a little hat light also. The tail cap is flat also, so it'll stand up on some stuff, so you could use that. But I love this thing. I use this all the time. So easy to carry as opposed to a bigger flashlight. I did have one issue with it. The original one comes with a little triangle piece right here that the lanyard goes onto. I had that thing break on me, so I just put a slip ring on here. Alright, next is a Bic lighter. I'm not a smoker, but I always keep one on me. Honestly, this thing gets more use just lighting other people's cigarettes than any survival type out situation. So, always handy to have though. You'll notice I have it hooked onto a keychain, and the way I did that was on the back side here. I ended up ripping out that middle piece so it would give a little bit of bigger of an opening, and I threw a zip tie on to keep it so that the gas doesn't go off in my pocket. But the keychain feature is nice. Clips right on there, comes right off. That way I keep everything together. And the Swiss Army knife. It's not a tactile knife, it's not a zero tolerance or anything like that, but I use this thing all the time. Way more than I would probably use a tactical folding knife. This is the Deluxe Tinker. If you're not familiar with it, it's got the small blade, the big blade, then it has scissors, and this one has pliers also. Not heavy duty pliers, but they get the job done. And then you have the can opener and the bottle opener. Then you have 2 flat tips. And here on the back side you have cross tip. You have an awl. And you have a hook. There's only 2 things on here that I haven't used. That would be the hook and the small blade. But other than that, everything on here gets used. Even the tweezers and the toothpick get used. It's kind of crazy how often you think about it when you actually carry something like this. How often you use the little gadgets and the gizmos. And the other night I was upstairs in my guest bedroom and the door hinge was loose. So instead of having to walk all the way back downstairs and grab a screwdriver, had this in my pocket, busted it out, tightened it up, didn't have to walk back downstairs. So handy little piece of equipment. So here it is all on the lanyard. Pretty small for me. I stick it in the front pocket of my ACU, so they're pretty big as it is. And I don't really have a problem with it, but if for some reason I don't want to carry anything in my pockets, or I want to carry a little bit more gear with me, I step away from this and I move on to this pouch right here, and that'll be another video that I'll open it up. But this right here is awesome little deal. Like I said, the Swiss Army knife, everyone has a huge tactical folding knife now, but I get more use out of this thing than a tactical folding knife. Same thing with a flashlight. Small flashlight, but tons of use, tons of practicality with it. And a little bit of space issue with a bigger one for me, so I got a small flashlight. And of course everyone has a Bic lighter. So there it is, smallest I go.